Labor bill paying avenue, brother. Trust me.
Nation, man. As I said, the host
Yeah, labor bill paying avenue.
More, my friend. As I said, for real.
Look at them water food and and whatever that I try to create an suggestion in a Portland. And that them that
yeah. I look on Christian Pen. Look on Christian Pen. I labor bill Christian Pen, you know. The housing scheme, you know. I labor bill it, man. Do the research and check it. And watch out.
Good land space.
Christian Pen house them look good. They're not each up.
Anyways, you have land space.
Labor bill passage.
Anyway, it's land space. A labor bill it here.
Mark Nation, I drink
country.
So I know how to start nation.
Labor careful working people.
Where's the one vice?
I say, a G part, I live, Beggar part, I live, so I know what I talk about, man, I really talk to man. Because if the house is spin down to the Dyke Road, that's so. Not Bruce Golden time, man.
Yeah.
Build up, man. Yeah, man. I see land space.
Yeah, the last house to the back part of the south.
Yes.
I want to tell you one vice. We have to get rid of we can't make this Fisher. Well, I know. This is Fisher. Raymond Price. He might go around, you know, as I meet a new land and walk with him, you know. So meet a new land and walk with him, you know. I say, no. Terror long enough for them, our name Stammer. Terror long enough for them, yes, I walk with Raymond Price. So I say, I mean, I like them style. If you're labor, you don't go on PMP. For Terror long and sweep him again, you know.
Yeah, man, you better again, man. You can't win it, man.
Hey, the people them I do the park where them burn out the house and shoot up the people them. Then I said, I when you then take the Roman Price money and then put him on the other side they end up I'm gonna do that.
I got to do.
Oh, for inside violence down there, you know.
Because the PMP them style, you know.
No.
When you live in a certain place, you know, it's like them burn you out and run you out and run out labor and that can go all the way.
I don't know, brother, them long time.
All right.
Check the whole of them places, jungle.
Yeah.
Call a little bit, the whole of them places are the labor place, brother.
Yeah.
But for a long time, people are about labor right now, for them just now, we don't know. They still have paid their old prayer book, see me up to today. I said to them, I do not change. Not change the families, and not surprising to me, my friend.
I saw them sit there long and say, "Mom, I say, I come here for him say, Mom, I had a parliament Thursday." You see me a deal. If I watch one advice, if me say me a labor, me not party enough, me not part me a labor. If nothing now go on, me a hold me hold, me not switch. I really better the switch.
Cocky one when I decided I live in it.
Lambert, but him a wicked man. Him a trouble man over them, man. Criminal all of them, brother.
I chat up him more today after a certain thing. With the reason about I come back today, I chat up him more. Mr. Smith just lock him down. And Tavares just lock him down. Kind of patch him on this new team, Mike, and the match. And man, since I do not make no sense, I'd be a problem no one creating a parliament to them for me. I said, man, I go cross him, man. Hard to look on this man. I love the problem.
Yeah, you see him, I make. Yeah, I make good overlap down in the Lambert Brown, you know. Him.
Yeah, man. I'm the reason for the demise a good year country. And of more other them too, because they use it, then trade union influence them for create problems.
But wicked boy that man, I'm not rating my friend. I hope I think them boy rapid.
JLP Party farm out the grassroots people level. But them farm to them party out of the high society people, them that's why they disregard poor people.
Real man.
Cause you know
And
so I
go
go
to
on the
Jamaica, brother.
party. You watch and see who them a fling out of the party because they don't want no local common people in the party. As long as you come from a certain background, them don't want you in the party because I tap on Harris, them a look to put in there. That's why them pack up the street people, them and carry them, put them in a truck and carry them, go dump them in a mud lake.
Go na mud they look at them do for Lawrence Road. That for sure so they no we no common people, bro. Look how long Lawrence Road it is. Come switch out the man now for Margaret. When people don't even know Margaret. Like how they used to Lawrence Road can live there.
But
So if we take out a man out
the
of place and live
indigenous,
there
the
and barn
indigenous,
and place.
also we have been feel the poorest people. Them. PMP them not like that because they would mind in the past because they want to come out the point and want to take truck and then go dump. I wish but the hell they would like and then go dump. They know.
Jamaica they end back then in the 90s.
Leon?
They do back in the 90s, you know.
Leon? Leon? Like she don't know so she done box.
Leon come with that was not here. Yeah man, we're there man, so silent play and I go with my friend. We're not going back
Aye.
to free, Madrid. You say, I go here, say man, I feel like my third and fourth term loaded, my friend. You understand? I'm saying that's I get the boss to scar the thing, brother, because I already married the brother.
PMP claim to say Jamaica a PMP country, but them days done. You see PJ Patterson in field the same can't come country influence somebody, you know, see him walk and rock two side. He can't walk good, he can't turn up good.
You know, say I must take
Take
care
this
on
man out,
himself.
they take this man out, you have to take him out and be dead bed, can't come, I put him past it and come, chat rubbish and spread all kind of propaganda.
But silent
Because
lion.
at the same thing they use, I
could
same thing they use against you again, but I don't think they can come back and use it again. Because I don't like one time when they control mainstream media alone.
different set of labor at this and now my family. We now go back and we now make them can't demonize the Prime Minister, my friend. No time.
You say,
You understand?
when we hear the man talk about the condition I road in Jamaica. I said this man have no shame.
No shame, nothing.
Although, as far as I concerned, none of the fish, them fish, they no they can't decent and shame. You know, see what they go on.
Nothing they know about them. It's a silent lion. Nothing. They just go and spread a bag of lie. You have nothing to bring to the people. Now go say now wait till election call before you tell people what you have for them. You tell them. Or you feel because going to want to come sell people.
You see, them no want talk to them because they don't want people to do them research and find out what can work and what cannot work. So they want to wait till up in the election or they just go on platform and release the place with one whole bag of propaganda and promises.
No, but that not gonna make no sense silent lion because if me say me have vote half economy and half how the economy have. We can't come tell me say when election call I go tell me say yeah that we are gonna vote for. No sir. You have to put things in place so we can look through it and surely out and pick sense out of nonsense. You understand? You can't come tell me something when you have gone through the gate now. They can come tell me say, oh, at this we are for you. So when that way I come tell me now. When we vote for you, that's not good for we. That's not good for we when we do that. That's not good for we. We have to know what you say. Just like how Andrea show people and say, watch out. Third term, a phone.
When we listen in a parliament today, I hear me I said back for the PMP them not have nothing to come with that. To come with them basically come like them dumbstruck, you know.
Dumbstruck. Gracie, lift up on yourself, Gracie, because you have no ambition. Move your nasty ass. You know, so PMP the country. But lie, you not tell. But do your research, nasty Gracie. You see me like Mark Golden stinking socks them.
About one PMP, maybe one criminal organization.
But she don't see the point of disgrace that PMP are going with and she don't see that they come and talk about one people, they don't no shame, no junk.
Oh, but as we say, no PMP have, as a PMP is man, my grandmother would say, post broke coconut in a face, so they have no shame.
Boy, you want PMP, your white man want to bleed your shit house. Boy.
Yeah, man, one
Janker.
corrupt PMP. Because I know to one corrupt PMP because them
And I
have
come
no
back from
second.
yes and come put up
PMP are the
no
biggest
orange heart as a
destruction,
nasty girl.
are the biggest disaster ever enter in Jamaica and PMP.
Go on over Dre Bryan them and they have go Janker with the orange heart. Move from here, sir. Lift up. Oh shit house. Shit in a bad girl.
I fool them, man.
Your thief by dog. You know, see, we no rat party. Go away when we rat party. No stink like. One. Go away. We are not fear for Jamaican people. But ask Mark Golden when planning have for Jamaica man Dayton. What them have for Jamaica? Nothing. But I can rob out the kitty and better themselves. Like what they do in a Finsack in the 90s.
You know, said my Golden and Peter Bunting company I got on them banking company I got on because them I lose. So them don't know how to run a financial company. You know.
No, for run.
The only thing they know how to do is to manipulate and take taxpayer money fund them banking.
What I see need to do, I go in a go find out the real rum company where Mark Golden
No, I see now because Mark Golden them I spend money on them to do them dirty work.
I bring in the plastic rice and all them thing and then water undercover. And them thing I see if you go dig up.
And then when they do them something, when they carry the garbage and come to the place, they say China do.
You see me I talk about that can't work, brother. You see me? That don't make no sense. Silent lion.
Because we never know them have one company where import food and drinks and water in the country. And when the ice factory look how them go on. Both Jamaica import ice and Golden I import water.
But silent lion and Jamaica import ice are the company. They are temporary time till them pay back. So I mislead people.
But that's what them say.
You understand? Now we know say the company import ice and not just the government import ice.
You see why? You see why me? You know one thing. What me glad say Donald Trump do because you see all them people who have fund them gay activists.
Marie Dixon, big up.
The JLP their money them and you guys when they don't review Donald Trump I review them. So you say anybody who have fund the LGBTQ organization out here, for the money I get chopped off, you know.
Yes, man. Them is no good for Jamaica, brother.
Because PMP is civil society group. Them are trying to bring the Prime Minister because the one of them is a one bungalow cabal.
Dayton Campbell need to resign. Spearby need to resign. Now man Scott need to resign, and they need to come break the silence. Mark Golden need to come make the way walk on in the rat party.
You know, Mark Golden and you see all of them hide from journalists. Them can't call no journalists and answer nothing. And try to do nothing. What them do, I go around and keep them like meeting them by night and around the place and make sure so then I run their own journalists. Fair ask them no question. They hide from the media big time.
Satan Campbell need to resign from the EOJ, the Electoral Office of Jamaica, because we can't have them on the planet. If we tell we are going to next election.
A long time, let's say the biggest mistake that they make, him should have never done it.
You understand? You need to go, brother. You understand? We don't want them, brother. There is no good food, brother. Everything is government.
You know the PMP man say, when you look and see party when you work so hard for over how much years, and see what the PMP, why you come to know.
Come to a
and because you say a PJ can do all of them games also and pick over the party and try to bring down Jamaica because them sell out a work project can asset.
Put on the lights. Like up the light, guys. One vice, you didn't see me in the parliament.
Who that?
You see it, Tad?
No, sir. No, man, you can't go in a parliament. You're not a representative. No, you can't go in a parliament, man.
Oh,
Anybody
okay.
can go in a parliament, man. Nobody no want
And he
to
can do a walk around. He can walk around the parliament outside.
outside. You can't enter.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You can't enter night, mumsel. There is no good. I'm not going alone. Have nothing done there. My general secretary.
Don't you have so much
as
mouth and
general secretary, he don't have a seat in don't have a abiding city.
Don't you have so much mouth?
Yes, because that's the only thing you have. That's the only thing you have green like BMO. You see people running out running a Westmoreland or they are finger jaws off of him.
Yes, I salt. I salt, they fling up time.
The people don't want to think on them have their kids meal down there. A kids meal money enough. So the people are aware of him, so they don't want him down there. So they know say my purpose.
Don't worry, they don't want a kids meal.
No, sir. Be a big stone, yes, sir.
But you say he lead the same thing like him, you know. Because British man, I'm only see his wife, when she was about 10-year-old, to live in with her underage. So in that year, we see him backside in that year by plane ticket and send them away.
So come to marry her.
So is that like say I love you man, I really want to take the man as a wife, so I go in for go.
So you know, she said, bring her gun away. Never see man she up front yet. They say just have a woman like a woman that exists. You know, see that? Or if you have a wife or your wife, look at she exists.
Well, like you never see PJ with a wife as a prime minister.
Never.
Opposition leader. Mark holding the same thing.
Yeah, man. They don't love woman. Man, they are purple root man them there, man. A batty root man them there, man. The man they love around the man they love go back and win there. The man
a big rear admiral.
Rear admiral them my family. They don't want nothing between the girl them leg. You understand what I say? So we can't have them the germs, brother. I can run the country, my friend. Because they don't want no woman, no friend.
I shit street, the whole of them live on.
Shit street, the whole. Look on the man and blagger.
One voice.
What go on, sir, plan? Bless up yourself in the general.
There, me I show you say how them PMP people and no credibility and how them stupid. You see the protests where they have are going right now, but them are protest to the people them over Portmore.
You don't see it.
You don't see it. You know say the girl where. You know say the girl where lead the protest. And the same girl where me and her the kick off. We come from my place, near current office.
Oh.
So the girl there.
So which part they are doing?
And the girl there lead the protest. Oh, you know, feel live at Portmore. And I lead Portmore. And I lead protest at Portmore.
That more I know. That more I know.
You see how them dirty as stink?
Let me show you the plan.
Blank, you answer this? Blank.
So which part they are doing protest?
Them there in front of Parliament. Downtown.
In front of Parliament, downtown.
Yeah.
Them I eat that.
You know what plan?
Waste my waste time.
You know, so somebody has streamed me live over YouTube. I mean, I get the person no plan, no.
I must find a way, man. I think I want away. A 2 grand?
A 2 grand, look up for 2 grand, one like green light.
A 2 grand, a PM, a labor right work. Where's a labor right work? A JLP. I want away, man. I'm always stream with live.
Jamaica Labour Party.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I have to say, plan, them can't stop put more from come with 15 parish.
Them can't stop.
Can't stop.
You see, PMP is like a dog, you know. It's on the dog vomit and turn back, you know, vomit, you know. Because the way, look when Portmore are coming in existence, them go on, them man, they don't answer about how carry people can come put below us in our swamp. We don't have the people them.
Brother, watch out. See, the new policy building put up over Portmore, a labor right build it up. There's man Mackenzie, I tell them, then get money to build up the park. Then go build up 2 little tree type park where big grab them are building now. 2 little palm tree, then dry up because you know say Portmore a base son. That's if water, then water.
They know why they're gone.
But I know
Not easy water,
that.
then water the tree.
Yes, sir. Out of the park, or there's a kind of you have to build up here and put soil over there, no, and
Simple.
water for maintaining.
To maintain, they don't do that. About 6 tree them and them plant up over them in general. 6 tree them and them plant right at front. That's over there I live in a man, so I know. 6 tree them and them plant, palm tree, my friend. And the palm tree, them blood dry up, burn out.
I put my live, you know, a big love constituency.
Because tree them must be green, they don't want water it, they want the sun, they want the burn out on orange. You understand? So they look at things them
they don't love nothing green.
They don't simple. You see me? See? And they don't do nothing for Portmore, my friend.
When you look and see how all the mountain them and then Jared and son or them actually and rainfall and so the place just get green and nice and fresh.
Just don't know that not talk about, man. God bless Nally. What go on bossing? So Nally, what's up? What Nally?
Look at the art academy, a JLP build that over Portmore.
What then? Silent line, what is it?
My phone.
Alright?
See the girl, may I show her? You see the girl?
Yeah.
A Linstead, this a girl come from. Linstead.
So they come from Portmore.
Green light, put plank in a big box. Put plank in a big box. Just press on the picture, you mark. If you mark expand, just press on expand. Yeah, touch on the picture. Touch one plank.
Yes, tonight when you reach like after 7 o'clock, nationwide, I make them know say yo, I Lindsay that the girl come from who I lead the project.
A Linstead she come from. She working at the office. She working. Virgin, at my place, human come from, you know. As somebody when me know, you know.
Got someone. Green light, put him in the box.
How she fear represent Portmore.
Just press on the picture, green light. Just press on the picture. And look on the number, something number, you see mark expand. You see one look over the mark expand. And just press on expand.
Just press on my box. And then I see expand.
I see expand, you press on expand.
At the back, see, and we are so army have to go in or something.
When you press on plank picture, you know, see something come underneath the mark expand and disconnect and stuff. You know, see something like that come up.
Who are your moderator? Who are your moderator then there?
Petal I want.
So we petal there.
I don't know where my man there.
Alright, put me as one green light.
I mean I go tell her to put me as one. Remember how to do it?
Oh. Alright, make yeah.
Alright. The text in our box.
Yeah man, me I go put it man.
Click on the name. Go straight across, you see 3 little dots.
For the right hand side, it's 3 little dots there.
Right.
Like you see a flag there. Yeah.
The PMP them be very well. They just carry people from outside and come try to manipulate.
You get the flag?
Yeah, it looks so because a whole heap of people don't want to come in our box. 11 people. You know, see them?
Fling them in, for a plan.
Hold on there.
See, man, my son, Susa there. And comrade Susa there. Green light, take
All
the
right. See
people
me now, big
now.
boxer now. See me now, big boxer now.
Yes, plan.
I'm going to show now. Come on, phone. No.
Yes, Steve, up a parliament, them there, Steve. This morning.
I'm going to show you something, Steve. And the girl named Karen office.
So what are they? I went to any people from.
I didn't say this a girl come from, you know.
We need the persons to know that we are the ones who will be affected.
She don't live at Portmore. So how she be told I represent people?
You don't cheat, no?
Hey, you know, plan. I want some people to call our nation right this evening. I'm you gotta come from Portmore.
She don't come from Portmore. She not even live at Portmore.
And I make problem.
She don't live at Portmore.
So I shall come along them watching.
Yes, you know, see Angela Brown teeth did and all of them did it.
Brown teeth did so.
Yeah, man, what I come with them did it.
And they don't live at Portmore.
They don't live at Portmore. What I would do is not live at Portmore.
She don't live at Portmore. She don't live at Portmore. So she fear represent people who live at Portmore.
Portmore. All right. That man know what to plan.
Nobody from Portmore there. So this a girl fear represent people from Portmore.
That man
Portmore people want it, so no matter what them do, I just Porter Road people them and Portmore people them want it.
Me listen one of the people them from Portmore on the news. Them say I best thing for them because their money where them pay for tax can use in their constituency of Portmore. Their money in Africa St. Catherine.
A fun young.
And this year we left from all the way at Northwest St. Catherine, Linstead, the downtown, attack with people at Portmore. This year,
What for them plan of blank? They not have to meet that Portmore, you know, so them they can't work at Portmore, you know. So them carry downtown.
This year.
Why they go downtown? They should go up because they want the news media and news media the spotlight they want. That's why they go down there.
Yeah, but Portmore people not do this, so they might remember the ABP don't easy.
You saw me as Antoinette, look on this idiot girl. We come from which part we come from? Look on this idiot girl. We come from which part we live, Antoinette. And I come represent people at Portmore. And this girl that come from Portmore.
So they get
what she feel like? She don't feel like say we know her. She don't feel like we know say a Bamber she come from Linstead to be exact. She working at the MP office at Linstead.
That's a Nita Headley.
No.
Oh.
You Graham.
Okay.
Look, what kind of voice to be heard? I wish part you live. The road bad. Where you live, you know? Your road bad. You walk out your yard every day for a Linstead.
We need the persons to know that we are the ones who will be affected.
She are the one. How we affected? So she could be affected, you know, in a Portmore.
She a council security.
Come on. Where are the amenities of Portmore that you want to get?
More know how this a girl. This a idiot girl we come from Linstead. They are Portmore. I represent people at Portmore. More want people tell me that. How this possible?
She get paid, man.
Eh?
She get paid.
She can't represent her fucking community where she come from. Eh?
Ashanti music.
How far baby that?
Ashanti baby. Ashanti
Alright,
baby.
Ashanti, go and take care of her baby.
Yeah.
Ashanti, go and take care of her baby later. May I say one voice? This a girl that can't represent her community where she come from. How she gonna represent Portmore?
That more
Antoinette, come.
Plank.
Yeah, Antoinette there.
Yeah, Antoinette.
A Garrick secretary, you know, I councillor for Lindsay Division secretary.
Me know, but she work at the
She work
with the MP too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right when I see her, I'm like, yo, that woman, yeah, she goodie.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
How she
already, man.
represent Portmore and she don't come from Portmore?
When
She come from Northwest.
She got demonstrate for we get road.
I say a bunting did pack up the people that can from town and can go and bro. And still lose election on there.
Mr. Abi, I don't patrol them if you go over Banbury. Abi a sinkhole, Bridget.
Cool.
And she drive find them.
They want put my money. They must have one.
She have them have the council. Them have the council, you know.
No, she must sick nobody then I go see her.
That is it in the Antoinette.
Yeah, she think nobody never go see her and recognize her. That is just it.
Yeah, so they come on, she go, you know, me see her part, me see her on TV. Yeah.
But sweet her and so hard because she not get no good feedback off of it. So
all right, simple.
yeah. She go show up herself for what? But them boots are up like supplicant. Yeah,
But you see, they turn up and look on her. You know, so they turn up and look on her like them say, what the mad woman is?
No, but if you read the comment, them are people from Portmore, so them don't know her. Who is she?
Simple. Where you come from? Crawl back in our car out, man.
Fitz Jackson so desperate. He is so yo.
I tell you, no.
You get somebody from out. You better if you ain't gonna look one of Hungry Belly supporters them.
But no Fitz Jackson that turn upside her.
Yeah, Fitz Jackson
Yes.
beside him.
I'm going to get behind her.
Where you say the people?
Yeah.
Yeah, she know.
I plan something that I plan that.
This girl where Fitz Jackson have not come from Portmore. Linstead to be exact. Banbury. So how you gonna Portmore go and protest for Portmore? And the community where you come from, the poorable.
You get free drive, go downtown.
You see what me telling about PMP, they not nothing near integrity.
Nothing near integrity plan. Nothing.
Them to keep the demonstration at Portmore plank. Why them can't keep it up?
Yeah, I'm Portmore, then you can't go.
But you know, the people, the residents, them are Portmore, so them glad feet because them taxpayer money can fix Portmore. Because them pay must 93% for property tax. So they can see them tax money go to good use. Them tax money now have to go a Punish Town, St. Catherine. Them money can stay at Portmore.
Yeah,
and this big dirty thinking all right here.
The property tax at Portmore, cut.
Where's $1
feed.
One green light,
I thought it was Portmore property tax, you know.
Plank, me dey funny work, you know, so me go come and file live.
Me say me not top class him.
No man, done him.
But you know, see how my friend daddy man, my family daddy man.
You know, so me and Shane just talk about you a while ago, cause Shane just come feel little daughter.
Oh, for me never Shane?
Yeah. Shane just come feel little daughter from us.
Yo, me a ball.
It mash up everybody. Everybody is mash up.
Me a ball. Me can't believe. And when we there at Jamaica December, I have a good argument, you know. And me I say, we never look for nothing to leave. I see they were sick.
All right, mother.
You understand what I say?
It's life.
John Star.
Part of life journey. That's what I
Mash
always
me up
say.
yesterday.
If we can't live good, we just have to live good because we don't know what will happen.
Yes, what I say, Antoinette?
Yeah.
Antoinette, I'm in here by no people.
And live with self.
Antoinette, I'm in here by no, so me and her go vote for Labour by now.
Of course, that is a must.
Well, keep it there, Antoinette.
That is a must.
Give me their work.
Oh, bigger up for me.
Yeah. I come and find life and the people that work.
All right, big up yourself later.
Yeah.
This
Yes,
big dirty
Antoinette.
thinking girl come from Linstead.
Yeah,
Gone to
man.
Portmore, can protest, but she come from Portmore. And then can live with this. Eh? What you know about Portmore?
Oh, Jaja.
No down a blood clot jungle you come from. No, I'm a golden constituency she come from, you know. Road where I can live in a few place, you know.
Yeah, there.
So I roll in the school, so she can't get a
She don't get on a mass. Yeah. Woman we used to parachute and shit in a bag and fling in a gully. You can represent people from Portmore. You not even can represent the community where you come from. You're going all the way downtown, but you're going to represent people from Portmore. Look at you.
I know a lot of Portmore people laugh off of you right now, my friend. I tell you that. Laugh off of them right now. I see them a waste of time.
That's how we bring down back the big box.
The big box, it bring down.
I
bring box again.
I want to go I said it.
You know, in the bottom,
Next
in the
week.
big area.
Next week.
No, sir, in a big for our side.
No, in a
me
big
I see
power
it big,
side.
alright.
Too much.
All right.
And next
So
week,
me
silent
It
time. And
changed
next week,
now,
we
it
got
changed.
parliament.
Okay, it changed long time, man. All you
Next
have to
week,
do is
silent
touch back my pitch there, and you see it like it cross. Come talk, come protest for Portmore. Like you come from Portmore. You forgot to your face and show people know you. All my councillor from my area. Post it up on our status.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They're not caring because
People
they're not
know
ashamed.
you. Now see current office. Yeah, come post. Yeah, come talk like you come from Portmore. I saw PMP Bandulo.
Same way.
Oh, fucking thief them. If you can demonstrate it, why you don't come from Portmore? And then people
You
are
don't
desperate, man.
You don't come from Portmore current office. And you gone from front line.
Add petal.
Where petal? Let me not see petal.
This is she just come up in a one box.
Petal? Let me not see petal. How old you pass somebody then you say want to come up, you know? Oh yeah.
Just come up in a one box, you know.
Why they don't go to Portmore with them and shoot? They know the people them support the thing.
But
Them are
Yeah,
come
not with
from
that
the
dialect.
street. Go to Portmore with them and straight.
Yeah, man, current office go down, man. Current office go down. So she name current office go down, brother.
I saw she name
boy,
on
man.
TikTok.
Oh,
You know,
man, she man.
You know come from Portmore. You come from Northwest St. Catherine. And you gonna Portmore, protest.
But look how further
Protest.
You left all we from Northwest gonna Portmore, gonna protest. And you no live on a Northwest, eh? You live on Northwest. Eh? So I'm to report more people then.
Plank. Some PMP people them there, they no damn shame and pride, you know, man. So they will do anything.
So Plank, none of would listen come from Portmore in a Plank.
May I tell you? Portmore people don't have any time for that.
Did I catch them and beat them?
Portmore people there,
You understand? Portmore people have to work and take care of them business.
Them the people are not come from road.
You know, see everybody, majority people live at Portmore Drive. You take bus from Harley and Linksted, reach downtown with placard, with your knapsack on your back like a ninja turtle. Just like how I see you at Jamaica. I walk up and down in a town with a knapsack. You come like any knapsack you live. Carrying office.
No, hold on. Chef walk up and down with a knapsack. And then she catch anything, chef just throw in a knapsack.
Yeah, I'll sleep. If you go nowhere and can't reach home, just sleep.
Sleep.
I did a Canberra imitation.
Mama Jai, big up in Mama Jai. Yeah, man. I get she go down, man. What's your name? Karen office. Go down. But,
this woman don't know nothing about Portmore. You're going to Portmore gang protest. Eh?
Read that, man, for real.
You don't know, sir, we there all wait for you.
She didn't know.
You're going to get locked up and charged for treason.
Read that, man. You chop side of Angela Brown teeth.
Yeah, and a big ugly man from over Portmore. Like you can't talk for Portmore.
Simple.
You can't talk for Portmore.
Keep the demonstration at Portmore and Portmore people now do no demonstration because they want it. So we don't see where you come at home, come demonstrate. They are more fool, you know.
So the new charger I'm buying now work. Oh.
She for go, man. She not ready, brother.
Yeah, man, you for go, Karen, man. You for go, man. Muda feel good if you not protest for Northwest. Banbury, where you come from. Where a be a hole in a road for go to Banbury. Victoria Banbury now on a road. Wakefield now on a road. You go and protest with people who live at Portmore who live better than you. Yes.
We are good road.
Them they're not good. Yeah, man. Shalom, man. You need to come down now, man. Yes, Anthony, she need to come down. You're there on the job, Tina. Me say Tina, me say ugly girl gone protest over Portmore. And she don't come from Portmore. Eh? I don't understand why so much people.
I the practice of them man feel the people in the bus to carry a board around with them.
You Fitz Jackson, you're big and worthless like for an MP. You couldn't find somebody from Portmore. If you got talk for Portmore, you find somebody from all the way at Northwest St. Catherine. Somebody who are working at Jamaican constituency. You should be ashamed of yourself, Fitz Jackson.
Real man, can't get nobody from Portmore to come protest.
Nobody from Portmore no willing to come turn upside of your Fitz Jackson.
Nobody. That's for sure. So then I rate him and respect him. And then I know why them, you know.
I pay the local people from the inner city at home and take care of pack up London.
Yes.
87, I'm going to send you one video and I'm going to create it upon the film.
Let's say be people from town today.
So listen to me, listen to me. I will not battle for no come over. You know, see, Portmore already become the 15th parish.
Yes.
So
but me I show you how them nasty.
Yes, listen.
Me I show you how them nasty.
A plank, we didn't expect that. You should expect that too. So come on.
The woman where they side of Fitzjackson, you know, and Northwest St. Catherine she come from, you know, Linston, you know, out of my area, you know, my community she come from, you know. And attack for the people of Portmore. Fitzjackson, you need to come down now. You're too big and worthless. You can't find nobody from Portmore to come chat for you. You can't sue me. Because I know when me a chat right. And I truth me attack.
I was creeping quality on YouTube.
Make it turn over them, make them here. Make it turn over them. Make it turn over them. Think with business. I want a woman, I think a $2,000 I do it.
No,
Fitzjackson have no credibility, man. Fitzjackson just don't have Portmore now, man.
That's why Lingano, the man can know say next election he might lose, man.
You know that.
You know, see all Peter Bounty all a turn him back give them. He not even really want to look on the camera. But he can't do better. Oh God.
After today, you know, you about that again. You know, that's all highlight.
But the girl for go, man.
That's it. I just clean on TV, and maybe see them. I got to take up that and run with it.
The budget, Fiverr la read Fiverr la talk. That part.
Okay.
That part of it.
You not really the parliament, my people.
Speaker, this growth in our budget over the 10 years demonstrates the underlying strength of the policies of this Andrew Holness-led government, starting with the implementation of the shift away from direct towards indirect taxation. The first manifestation of the policy was the increase in the PAYE threshold from 792,800 to 1,272,000 in 2016. And then again in April 2017, the threshold moved to $1.5 million in the famous phase in that the then will transfer finance as a public service. Our very own Minister Audley Shaw.
You're good?
Madam Speaker, that pivotal policy decision from direct to indirect continued last year, 2024-25, last fiscal year, when this Andrew Holness-led administration further increased the threshold to $1,788,000. Madam Speaker, Jamaica's national budget continues firmly in the $1 trillion range, having crossed that threshold for the first time in fiscal year 2022-23 with a revised budget of about $1 trillion. The total expenditure and payments for the upcoming fiscal year are projected at $1.3 trillion. This continued strength of our budget has been so despite a backdrop in fiscal year 24-25 of dry weather or drought, severe impact, Category 5 Hurricane Beryl, Tropical Storm Raphael, and rainfall. Madam Speaker, rainfall in all 14 parishes during the month of November that ranged between a minimum of 125% all the way to 300% of the 30-year mean rainfall for the month of November, according to data from Minister Saluda and the Met Office. I am sure many of us remember feeling saturated with water. Madam Speaker, in considering the numerous shocks that our Jamaican economy has endured over the past 10 years, including a global pandemic and the extreme weather events. My word for the Jamaican economy and the Jamaican people continue to be resilient. But Madam Speaker, the Jamaican economy did not become resilient overnight or just by itself on its own. The Jamaican economy has become resilient as a result of the people and the sound policies of this Andrew Holness-led government. These sound policies, Madam Speaker, are the building blocks.
I pure laugh when I watch Parliament this morning. The PMP them dumbstruck.
Kumel silent line, mute little.
GDP growth and the nation we envision. As said in the throne speech this morning, a nation of peace, opportunity, equity, and prosperity. That, Madam Speaker, is our next chapter. And so I look forward, Madam Speaker, to presenting the details of the fiscal year 2025-26 budget on Tuesday, March 11, 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, the tabling of the estimates of expenditure take place within the context of an acknowledgement by the Minister that the country is in a recession. We have had 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, which meets that definition. But Madam Speaker, beyond the interruption of Hurricane Beryl, the country was already on a trajectory of going into negative growth. The quarter before, immediately preceding
It's a
Beryl,
dirty man, so
the
don't
country grew
recognize.
by 0.2 of 1%. In the quarter prior to that, it was 0.8 of 1%.
Yeah, I feel like them talking man. I assume them in the end.
We have been on a decelerated path of growth. So we are within the context of a recession. We are within the context of close to 50% of Jamaicans identifying themselves as being food insecure, 55%, sorry, who cannot eat enough.
You mean 55% of the PMP them.
What the nutritional supplement per day. 55% of Jamaicans say they cannot afford to eat properly. We are within the context, happily, low unemployment, but 700,000 Jamaicans who are outside the workforce, who have opted out, and where there is a significant gap between the needs of employers and the willingness of those who want to work. So, Madam Speaker, with the presentation of these estimates, the country is at a critical trajectory. The estimates, while tabled, and the details will come in the presentation, must address the issues of the anemic growth that the country is currently experiencing. They also must address our inability to spend our capital budget. For the fiscal year ending, $19 billion unspent. Last fiscal year, it was $11 billion. There's a direct correlation between expanding our capital budget and economic growth. For the procurement, yes, but you table it on Tuesday. You will start today and we'll respond next week. It is substantive legislation, Minister, and all we're asking for is the time to study it carefully. I see things in there, for example, I'm veering a bit, but I see things in there that give ministers the authority to change limits. That's significant. We need to understand what those limits are, the amounts. We want to ensure, yes, Delroy, all I'm saying is you table something on Tuesday, give us an opportunity. I'm willing to come back next week and deal with it. So I'm saying, Madam Speaker, the budget must account for, in spite of our macroeconomic indicators, the hardships faced by the Jamaican people. So we are going to participate happily in the debate once it is open, and we will outline what we will be doing differently as an administration to lift Jamaica out of the challenges that it has. We look forward to the debate, brothers.
And you can actually see right there, Kathy, how you guys.
So nothing with sense.
Madam Speaker, I ask that we conclude the debate on the motion and that the motion be approved.
Those in favor? Those against? Guys have it. Minister, next we will look at the procurement, public procurement. In response, member, the minister will open and then would move, I suspect, for suspending until we next meet to allow the opposition some time to come back with their prepared response. So, Minister, could you turn your mic on, please?
Madam Speaker, as this honorable House may recall, the Public Procurement Act, which was passed in 2015, was brought into effect by appointed day notice along with the Public Procurement Amendment Act 2018 on April 1, 2019. Also promulgated were the Public Procurement Regulations, the Public Procurement Review and Reconsideration Regulations, and the Public Procurement Registration and Classification of Suppliers Regulations. Madam Speaker, the bringing into effect of these pieces of legislation marked a significant milestone in the public procurement landscape in Jamaica, as these laws represent a consolidated tool which anchors the reform of public procurement in this country. Essentially, an outdated and fragmented legislative framework was replaced with this updated, comprehensive law that contains provisions reflective of current policy thinking and good practice. Madam Speaker, just to repeat, the bringing into effect of these pieces of legislation marked a significant milestone in the public procurement landscape in Jamaica, as these laws represent a consolidated tool which anchors the reform of public procurement in this country. Essentially, an outdated and fragmented legislative framework was replaced with this updated, comprehensive law that contains provisions reflective of current policy thinking and good practice. The law established a new institutional framework with respective powers and scope of authority to bolster the attainment of the fairness objective and serve as a source of authority and served as a source of corruption deterrent. It also promotes economic development through transparent and efficient procedures that enabled increased participation and the upholding of value for money in public expenditure. However, Madam Speaker, there's need for further amendments for more consideration of stakeholder feedback and our own operationalizing the Act and regulations in 2019. These amendments are necessary to correct conceptual or fundamental deficiencies, to address ambiguities by the legislation, to establish a new competition threshold, increase contract approval limits, and to ensure greater alignment between the Act and the regulations and the strategic objectives of the government. It is within this context, Madam Speaker, that I'm pleased to table in this honorable house today, well, I tabled it last week, the Public Procurement Amendment Bill 2025. Madam Speaker, I will now proceed to do a presentation of the specific provisions of the bill. This bill is entitled Public Procurement Amendment Bill 2025. Madam Speaker, the preamble of the bill sets out the statutory context within which we're seeking to promulgate the bill. We then come to the enacting provision, Madam Speaker, and to move on to paragraph 1, which sets out the name of the bill. Clause 1, which sets out the name of the bill. Clause 2, Madam Speaker, has reconciled definitions for key terms used in the bill according to the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law, Model Law on Public Procurement, and usual procurement practice. These terms are bid, bidding document, call-off contract, competition threshold, level of competition, open international competition, open national competition, restricted competition, solicitation, and solicitation document. Consequently, we have deleted the definitions for bid, bidding documents, international competitive bidding, invitation to bid, national procurement method threshold, sector committee, and standard bidding document. Clause 3, Madam Speaker, speaks to the amendment of Section 4.3 of the Act, which essentially removes procuring entities unnecessary administrative requirement of obtaining the prior approval of the Chief Public Procurement Policy Officer to negotiate and execute the procurement for goods, services, or works that are already exempt from the procurement methods and processes, services, or works falling within the first schedule. Clause 4 sets out that Section 7.1e of the Principal Act is amended to reflect the new nomenclature for bidding document. The term bidding should, as far as possible, be confined to procurement methods such as
show kids that they can be a superhero. Representation.
Honest.
Yeah, green light, man. I know a thing. Are we finished?
Mediators from Egypt and Qatar had confirmed they would remove.
You're not hearing.
as one of its functions approves and endorses the award of
We're not hearing it.
contracts of a value above the
Not
tier
hear it
1
now,
limit.
not hear it now.
We've also deleted Clause G, which requires the PPC to establish, maintain, and register the sector committee's activities and to examine and consider their recommendations. With this deletion, Section 8 and I have been Cabinet Infrastructure Committee's recommendation. Recall that sector committees were established by the PPC to assist it in the revision of contract award recommendations and have over time evolved into specialist committees. The Commission, that is the PPC, has now grown in respect of its technical competence to review the related subjects. And in an effort to reduce regulatory duplication, it is prudent for us to repeal Section 13 and 14 of the Act, which enables the PPC to establish sector committees to assist in the examination of tender reports for certain contracts. Section 6 and 7 treat with this repeal of sector committees. Clause 8 speaks to deleting particular words. In Section 15, subsection 1 and subsection 3 of the Principal Act, and substituting them with the proper terms of art relevant to procurement practice. In particular, we wish to use the phrase submit bids instead of present bids. In Section 15, subsection 1, and in subsection 3, we wish to use the term open international competition instead of international competitive bidding under Section 23 and competition threshold instead of procurement method threshold. Open international competition is a new concept that refers to unrestricted solicitation that commences with the publication of a notice of procurement opportunities in international and local media. Similarly, competition threshold is a new concept which establishes a toolbox approach of effecting procurement, one which ensures that multiple methods of procurement are available in all circumstances. That is, regardless of the method of procurement, for efficiency, a procuring entity may derogate from the highest level of competition and restrict participation to particular suppliers that are selected in a non-discriminatory manner. Clause 8 provides for the deletion of the heading Part 3, Methods of Public Procurement, and insertion of new sections 22A and 22B in the Principal Act. I'm sorry, Clause 9, thank you. The retitled Part 3, Methods of Public Procurement and Levels of Competition, sets out open bidding, restricted bidding, single source procurement, requests for proposal without negotiation, requests for proposals with consecutive negotiations, and requests for quotations as a range of procurement methods that can be deployed by procuring entities. Entities may also use the framework agreement procedure in accordance with Section 25F